All right, folks, this is Zirican. To leak or not to leak? Yeah, it's a really hard question because it's all over the place. It depends on the game. It depends on what type of leak they are. It depends on how much money I have. There's so many factors going into it. Each person has to have their own threshold for whether or not they want to look at leaks for a game. For me, with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I'm fine with them as long as they're not text-based riddles and story spoilers. I want to know what I'm getting into, especially because money's so tight nowadays. For me, I'm a lot more accepting of leaks because of how tight my money is and how I want to be a lot more educated as a consumer before I go in. But I'm not totally against leaks as long as they don't do it in a way that spoils the game to people who don't want to be spoiled to it. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. But when it's just put out there in a way to where it's easily avoided and it's educational to the consumer, I don't see any harm in it whatsoever. If it hurts the company, I don't care. Like, I genuinely don't care. I know that sounds mean, but I don't care. Because if it hurts the company, that means that it would have hurt the customers instead. Like, a lot of people, they're like, oh, but how could you? If it hurts the company, that's a bad thing. No, it's not. If information about the game is leaked that educates a consumer and in a way that makes them say, oh, actually, I would have wasted my money if I bought that, then I'm on the side of the little guy, the guy who would have lost his money on something he did not want. The faceless corporation that essentially scammed a person out of their money by not properly educating everyone on what that product is. I'm not with that corporation. A great example of it was The Last of Us 2. A lot of people had buyer's remorse for The Last of Us 2. You know, they put deceptive marketing. They had the trailers lied directly, had cutscenes that weren't in it and replaced characters to make you think things were different than they were. If the consumer would have had buyer's remorse buying that product, then it's a good thing they were educated. It doesn't matter how they were educated about that product. It's a good thing that they were informed that that was a product that would have given them buyer's remorse. I don't know. It's a real toughie. It's a real toughie. Because you don't want to ruin people's experience. Knowing the full plot of a thing, especially, what can take things away. Even minor points, even just the way how cool something would have looked and the joy of seeing it for the first time, experiencing it in game, can be taken away from you. So I want full disclosure from the game developers, and if the game developers aren't going to do it, then I'm fine with leakers doing it with warnings about spoilers, obviously, so that people know what they're getting into. But I want it to be done in a way to where it doesn't ruin other people's experiences. Anyways, like I was about to say earlier, let me know what side of the issue you fall on with this. Mostly I just rambled on. Hopefully it was a rambling that somewhat entertained you. Anyways, this is Xeric, and I'm out.